Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian. Welcome to Sins of a Solar Empire 2. This is a space real-time strategy game, a sequel to the original game released in 2008. I did play and enjoy that first game, so I was very much looking forward to the sequel. Two things to note before we get started. First, this series is sponsored by the publisher Stardock, therefore this is not a review of the game. And second, I'm playing on a preview build that is not available to the public just yet. This game is available on the Epic Games Store now, however the content you'll see in this series is a preview for the major summer update and the release on Steam, which is slated for Q3 of this year, so just a few months away. You can wishlist the game on Steam using the link in the description of this video, and I'm actually playing on the Steam version for this campaign, which will be getting further updates over the summer prior to the public release. So without further ado, let's go and hop on into the campaign. You can see we're playing on the May update. This has a refreshed UI, 2 new planet types, and improved AI. The developers are going to be continuing to update the game throughout the summer, and that's for the content creator build. So these are the 5 map types that are currently available in the game. We'll select each of these so you can read the descriptions if you so desire. You see the number of planets that you can have and the max players. We're going to be going with this one. I think this is a good map for the length of our Let's Play. As far as the number of planets go, it's about mid-size. It's not as large as these two, but bigger than these ones. And it's made for a max of 4 players, for like where the starting positions are. And what I like about it is that each of the players has their own little area. I think it's about 5 planets or asteroids that you have that won't be affected as much by the orbital rotation mechanic. So those 5 will kind of stick together, and that's like your core territory. So again, it's good for our Let's Play here. We can select who we're going to go against, and I think we will. We'll go ahead and make sure we get one of each of the different types of factions. So we're going to be playing as the TEC, which stands for the Traitor Emergency Coalition, or basically the humans. There's 2 different options. I'll hover over the rebels here so you can read that if you so desire, because we're going to be playing as the loyalist. What I like about the loyalists is that they're more defensive minded. That's how I almost always play these RTS games, is I like to turtle up, build out my empire, build a very large army, in the case of this game a very large fleet, and then go out and conquer everybody after I've unlocked many of the techs and built up a massive fleet that can just kind of overrun everybody. Of course, I'll still do some like earlier offensives, before you're fully built up, just because you don't want to have no combat for a long time, and because that also results in you being kind of weak if you don't take over some of that initial territory. But yeah, I do like to turtle up, and the TEC loyalists are very much built for turtling, and so I like that they have that option here. But if you want a more offensive-minded human faction, the rebels are definitely going to work for you, because they're built for that in mind. So those are the 2 human factions. They will share a lot of ships and technologies and stuff, but they'll also have their own unique research, their own unique units and planet items, as you can see here. And then the other faction that's currently available, because there is a 3rd faction, which I think is called the Advent, that is not yet in this version of the game. I believe it's supposed to be added sometime later in the summer, maybe July or August. So the second race is the Visari, and they also have the 2 different factions, the Exodus and the Alliance. Now, I have not played as these 2 yet, so I've only done the Loyalists and Rebels. I want to try them out. I haven't had the opportunity. I believe they are also kind of designed like one being more offensive minded and one being defensive minded, but just based on having fought the Visari, they do seem significantly different from the TEC. So their ships are different, their different planet bonuses, the different planet items that they have are very different, and they just seem like they play a lot different. What we're going to do is we're going to have one of each of the factions in here. We'll go ahead and customize all the players, including ourselves. So this is the icon we have. So this is based on which of the races you are. So I think we'll select this one here. This is fine. I like that one. And then we can also select our color. This will affect the color of our ships and the color of our empire. We're going to use blue and black, my 2 favorite colors. And then we can also select a character picture here to represent our leader. And I might just go with this one here, a grizzled guy, a little bit of a beard. Looking for somebody who's got a better beard. This guy works too. He's got a nicer beard. I think I'm going to go with him. You guys know I always want to have as good of a beard as possible. Obviously not as long as mine, but my beard doesn't really fit for a military position. Yeah, I like this guy's beard better, so we're going to go with that one. And we'll go and customize our opponents. So this is for the rebels. So their current color is orange. I feel like it should be like a red. And then maybe give I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah, you know what? We'll give them this one here. The colors red and white are absolutely fine. And then we just need to pick a leader for him. I think we're gonna go with this guy. He looks quite angry. So we'll go with that character. And then we can also select him for the alien species here. And we're gonna go with a purple for the Exodus. Yeah, they can be purple. And you know what? I'm absolutely fine with this icon here. That'll work. And then for the Alliance, you wanna go orange or green? Maybe a green. Yeah, we'll go green and maybe give them a little yellow tint, or we could do green and black. That looks nice as well. And then we'll use this for their icon, and this will be their portrait. Looks pretty cool with the horns there. And then their portrait will be this one. Looks properly evil. I don't know if the Exodus are exactly evil, but I know they will enslave the humans, so you know they have the labor camps. Unsubtle oppression is used to force able-bodied humans into assisting mining and construction. They also do the core stripping, consuming planets once you abandon it, so it kind of come across as a little bit more evil. So yeah, we're gonna go with this setup here. These are the different options, which we will go ahead and select a colonization victory being available. This is when the game is won by a player team colonizing most of the galaxy. This one here results in you losing if you lose your home planet. Can always turn that off if you want, and you can have a different home planet set up. And I think the rest of this is pretty good. We're gonna leave the game speed on normal. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into it. We are going to have them on medium difficulty. I'm still kind of learning the game. Done a couple campaigns, which I was able to win my first campaign actually. And so you could say that maybe go with hard. But for the Let's Play, we're going to do medium because I haven't played any of the hard AI yet. So we'll just do the medium for now. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Well, yeah, this here I think is the Advent. It's been a long time since I played the original game. I don't really remember a ton about it, since it has been, good God, I think like 2011. It's the same year that my youngest kid was born, my son, so quite some time ago. Alright, so we don't start out with much. We have our home planet, which does already have the garrison command, so this is really the specialty of our faction, the Loyalists. So they will use, if you have this building, they'll use your factories. You have to get a tech to use the heavy factory, but they'll use the light factory immediately to start constructing ships, which will not count as part of your fleet supply. Now you are a bit limited what you can do with those ships because they're considered the garrison of this system, but you can click on this here to change what you want the garrison to do. So right now we have them on hold. The garrison will defend the planet's gravity well only. Put them on defensive roam. They may depart to only friendly adjacent gravity wells to engage visible enemy forces there. Or offensive roam. They may depart to an adjacent gravity well to engage visible enemy forces there. So you do have some ability to control what they do, but you can't use them like a normal fleet. You know, you don't have full control over them, but it does result in you having an extremely powerful defensive fleet, and you don't have to build as many of the defensive military structures. Sometimes just based on where the planet is located, the garrison fleet is all you need, and you don't have to invest in these at all. And so yeah, it's really helpful because it doesn't use any of your resources to construct it, doesn't use your supply, and then you get these big ol' massive defensive fleets. And so that's one of the main bonuses of the Loyalists, and I really like it. So we can construct some other buildings here. We don't have a lot of options currently available. I think we're going to get a civic university to increase our civilian research points, because as of right now we do not produce any research. And so we're not able to get any tax. And so we're going to start with the civic university. That's also going to grant us some influence. Influence is a mechanic we'll see come into play a bit later. These are the three different types of currency that we have. The credits, the metal, and the crystals. There's also the exotic items. We'll talk about that later as well. For most things, you only need to pay these three currencies. And so that's what we need to keep in mind as we build up here in the beginning, because these are pretty short. And what you want to buy is going to be limited by what you have here. You can either get, buildings, you can improve the planet, increase its development level, or you can get tech, although that's not an option currently, because we're not producing any research points. And then we can also construct some ships, because we're not starting out with much here. We'll take a look at what we do have in just a minute. Let's go and invest a bit more into this planet. In fact, because we're getting the Civic University, we should probably get some military research. So we'll get maybe 2 levels of that. So we'll have 2 for each of these. And then we need to invest in our income gain for both the credits and then the mining. So let's go and get these built up as much as we possibly can. All right, excellent. So currently we're starting. We got this plane now, by the way. We can speed this up if we want to. But we're just starting with these scouts. We only have the 2, so we're going to actually go in and construct 1 more. And they will auto-scout for us. Now, many games I often will do the scouting myself, so I don't want the AI to scout for me. But in this particular game, I actually prefer that the AI does it. They do a pretty good job of it. And they'll go and reveal everything in the area. So we already have 1 military research point invested in. So we're going to want to go ahead and get this first tech, military 1, that gives you access to everything in this little area here. So all of these techs. You can't get them until you get the military 1. Each stage requires you to have a certain amount of military research points. So in the case here, you need 4, and then 8, 15, and 25. And so yeah, we'll invest in this one. That also increases our max armor points by 5%, and that'll give us access to these first initial techs here. So we'll let that happen, get that researched, and then when it's done, we'll take a look at what techs we have available. And for now, we'll just wait on building any ships. Let's get the neighboring areas explored first. Now you see that there are some enemy ships in these areas. Hopefully our scouts will be able to get through without too many issues. Yeah, we will need to fight these in order to take over these areas. There's not much, but it does mean before you can start colonizing them, we will need to build up at least a small fleet. So we did finish up the research here. We also need to research the civilian 1. Works the same exact way here, guys. Just unlocks all this stuff here. And with the military research, we can now go ahead and get our next tech, though it seems that we are short on crystals, so can't get anything at the moment. We're always going to be limited by something. And so since everything uses the same currency, it requires a lot of strategic thought on what exactly you want to invest in. So these are some loots that we discovered in these areas. And so we'll be able to get those once we take over those systems. But again, we got to get this fleet built up. And I'd like to get the first couple techs researching before we do that. So we have a few options available that aren't as expensive when it comes to the crystals. So this would increase the autocannon weapon damage. This one is hull reinforcement. And that one just makes our scouts better with the exploring because their phase jump charge time is reduced. So it is helpful for the initial stages here, but we're not going to get that right now. We could also just save up as well to get one of these ones here. I'll get us some new ships available. Currently our supply, how many ships we can have is 100. How much supply a ship takes up is dependent on the size of the ship. And so we will need to get the basic provisioning eventually because we won't be able to have many ships without it. But for now, let's go ahead and increase the hull reinforcement. We'll get that first, and unfortunately can't invest in anything else because we just don't have the crystals. Crystal production is so low. But yeah, we can start building some ships here. They'd have no crystal cost to get the light frigates, and since that's what we're short on, I think we're going to produce a few of these. Yeah, let's go ahead and get... Well, we can do 3. 3 light frigates. Now, we also would like to get this coal battleship, which is free. And so let's go and start that up as well. That's produced right over here, right away. And it does start at level 1 here, so we can invest in one of their abilities here. This one you have to wait until you get to level 6. And we're going to do the adaptive force field first, because it reduces the amount of damage taken. And what's nice is that they will activate these abilities on their own. We need to pause this because we got to get some research selected here. But yeah, they will activate these on their own, but you can turn that off if you want. You right click on it and then they won't use them. Because you get so many ships I find that letting them use it on their own is the best way to go. And we also have the exotic salvage policy already in place. This will refund some of the resources it takes to build this if you happen to lose it. It's good for the beginning, but later you generally want to replace that with something else. We don't have a lot of things available to us initially, just the radiation bomb and the armor patch kit. We'll eventually want to get those, but for now we're not going to invest them just yet, because we need to get more ships and we need to get more technology as well. So let's go ahead and continue with the military research. And you can see we're already using up a lot of supply, so we're going to need to get that basic provisioning. So we'll get that, and then we're probably not going to be able to get very many things here for the civilian research. We can get the surface mining rate plus 15%. Orbital structure price, reduce that. That'd be pretty helpful to early on. We can also get the focus exploration, improves the scouts, so they'll find the minor factions faster. Or we can increase our influence gain. Okay, I think the best option is to increase the mining rate for right now. So we're going to get that. You can see that we have got a lot of the stuff done here that we set up. We're working on the commerce now. We need to further invest in the research here so we can get the research done faster, but I think our main issue, of course, is the amount of resources we're producing up here is just too low. And so I don't know that we're going to invest any more in that. I think we should start building up the fleet so we can take over other stuff, because we haven't done anything yet. So yeah, let's go ahead and get more of the frigates. In fact, let's go ahead and set up our first fleet. So this is Alpha Fleet. It's got the 1 coal battleships. We're going to go ahead and throw all these in there as well. I really like the fleet management because you can easily add new ships to it by just selecting one you already have built and then right clicking on it. So that's great. But you can also have ships built directly to it through here. And so again, very, very helpful. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring these guys over to here. And then we'll see if there's anything else we can get. I don't think we have anything else researched yet, so let's go ahead and build 2 more of those. And then let's figure out where we want to send our fleet to first, like which one's going to be the most beneficial. So we got asteroids on this side here. Okay, and this is where our planet is. So that's the volcanic planet. We can't colonize it yet. So since we don't have that tech yet, I think we should go over to one of these 2 asteroids first. I guess we'll go over to this one. Another thing we're going to need is a colony frigate. So let's go and get rid of... Alright, we'll just have to wait until we get the metal for this. It's 150. Okay, so we're almost there. I think the ships that we currently have are probably going to be enough to take this over. And then we're going to want to go ahead and set these up to 1. So we can easily select them. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring them over here. And just with the capital ship, they should be able to get the job done of taking this over. Shouldn't be too difficult. But in order to actually colonize it, we will need the colony frigate. So let's go ahead and get that started. We did finish up the research for the supply, but not going to be able to get anything due to our lack of metal. Well, you can do this one, I suppose. That one's really cheap. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. That means nothing else will be able to be researched here for the civilian just yet. Again, just very limited here in the early game. So we need to expand. So you can see that our ships will start moving over there. One thing we might want to do is tell them to come over here first before they start going across. Because these light frigates would likely get destroyed on their own. Or have some difficulty. So we'll just wait until our battleship gets over here. So they don't go off on their own. And we're going to build a couple more of these. Try and get them up to like 8. And then we'll start researching again. But I want to get the fleet situated so we start expanding. Taking over some new space. Alright, there we go. So we got up to 8 here. And then let's go ahead and send them over to this new area. Well, we did finish up the research there that improves our scouts. Alright, excellent. We'll see if there's anything we can research here that we actually want. Yeah, these are pretty cheap when it comes to the metal. Let's go and get the derelict specialist. And we'll also set them up to get the modular architecture, since we have the ability to. Eventually you want to set up, a long chain, so you don't have to go in here as often. But in the beginning here, we're kind of limited due to our low income. And so we can only do 1 or 2 techs at a time. So yeah, we'll see them moving across the phase lanes here. Oh, I didn't realize it was paused, my bad. So we'll watch them moving across here. They'll battle the few ships that are over here. Again, there's not a lot in these initial areas. We do see that there is a cruiser though. So if you just came over here with these light frigates, they may have a bit difficulty if you didn't have the bigger ship constructed yet. And so yeah, we can zoom in here and watch them do their battle. I do like to focus their fire. You see we're already probably being fired on by that cruiser. Yeah, let's get these guys destroyed. We don't really need to attack the siege frigate. Yeah, I like to focus their fire, be in control, particularly early on here, but even in the later battles, focus their fire on the bigger ships. So they're not all attacking the same, all attacking different units. So yeah, I find it helpful to do this. Alright, so we've already destroyed that one there, so we're going to take care of this. And we also finish up the research here. We should also start the military research going. Get something else. So we will need to get those. Autocannon improvement would be helpful. I mean, many of these would be helpful. Eventually want to get them all. But let's go ahead and get the increased autocannon. And then we'll get the armor strength after that. And then let's take a look at our civilian research, get something else started over here. We want to do the volcanic colonization. But first, let's get the crystal, the surface mining rate for the crystals increased. And then I guess we'll do the volcanic colonization after that. Alright, so let's make sure we're focusing our fire on these ships here. Then we'll go after that cruiser, which is kind of far away. Probably should have focused on that one since it's the greatest threat. But yeah, it's a little distance, so our ship's got to move over there. So figured we'd take these guys out first. Alright, so let's get that cruiser taken out. But yeah, I do find that the AI does a pretty good job managing your ships for you. And they don't focus fire, so that's the real negative. But you don't have to watch this, which is important for later on when you have like lots of fleets and a whole bunch of different systems. We did colonize this already. Your colony ship will do that immediately for you, so that's helpful if you have one. So let's go ahead and focus on increasing the mining and commerce first, since that's again what we need here. We did get our first level up here as well for the coal battleship. Excellent. So we're gonna go ahead and get the experimental beam next. I also like that they just automatically move into these areas to start getting you the derelict loot. So that's nice that they do that for you. The capital ships have to claim them. And so it's just convenient that they do that for you. Alright, so we need to get to 125 here to get the commerce. So we'll get that started. And we also want to do these surveys eventually. The surveys... did we already level up again? We did. Because these give you a level up here. In addition to the resources, which in this case, we got the crystal, 426. And we also got our first exotic here, Anvar. So that got us another level up, and we're going to get our third skill here. So we have them all available. So let's go and send these guys to the next system here. Again, we'll have meet up all here first, since our battleship's going to go a lot slower. And then we'll send them all across. But you can see all of these, look at all these ships, guys. What we could do is go ahead and set them up to do the offensive roam. Just for now. And they'll take out these enemy ships in the surrounding regions. That'll be helpful for us. So they'll go one at a time. But again, we didn't construct those ships. And so it doesn't matter if they get destroyed. They're just going to help us out. So it'll be useful. We did get that commerce over there. Excellent. Yeah, these guys are both almost done researching, so I would like to work on that next. Go ahead and get another tech selected for both of them. I try and research, you know, all the time. Try and always have both of our research slots doing something. So we need to get the volcanic colonization next. And then let's get the advanced research labs. And we might want to save the points here since we're about to get the military research finished up. And so yeah, we should wait until we've gotten that. So what we got here was the armor strength. So now we need to probably get these ships here. We'll get the flak frigate for right now. And we need to start investing further in the research. We just don't have the metal available. Still need to get the commerce here. And eventually we need to start building some other structures. But for now, let's get the commerce and the military research. Yeah, we'll see that they're attacking over here. And they'll do okay on their lonesome. Again, we didn't construct these ships, so not a big deal if we lose some of them. They'll kind of soften it up for us. And let me see if our fleet is over here. Not quite. No, let's go and build 2 more of those frigates. Also need to get him something here. Again, this is more useful for the bigger ships. And I don't think we need the armor patch kit just yet. So the development does get more expensive with the higher level that the planet is. And as you can see, that it's getting more and more expensive for us to increase these. And so that's why it is beneficial to invest in other areas. Alright, so let's go ahead and send this fleet over here. I mean, they just about destroyed them all already, just these guys have. But we do need to get them over here for the colony ship. But you see, it's going to be much easier for us to take this over now. There's just no enemies there anymore. I suppose there's still the ones in this area that we'll have to take out. But yeah, we'll let our fleet do that for us. They'll get the job done while we continue to invest in the things we do currently control. So this one here, we do need to get the logistics so that we can build here. We're so short on resources. Crystal production's actually doing pretty good. Part of that's because we got the derelict loot, and it's metal production that is serving to limit us currently. I'd really like to invest in military too. I don't know if we're going to get this right now. The main thing that I find these useful for is that you have a capital ship that can construct them for you. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be necessary at the moment. We do want to get some of those added to our fleet eventually though. But again, metal is the issue here. Alright, so let's get something else started for the civilian. We want to get the trade port. Suppose we'll get the envoys as well. Increase our influence points. So I did invest an influence point in revealing one of the minor factions here. So this costs 2 to reveal them. You can also just find them with your exploration ships, but yeah, if you haven't revealed any, then there's nothing you can invest your influence points on. And so with these, you'll invest in them to get special abilities. So in the case of this transport cabal, we can invest 1 influence point in order to call in a Vasari fabricator. So that's one of the uses there of influence, is for the minor factions. So yeah, our fleet is taking care of all this for us. They have also colonized the volcanic planet, since we did get the research for that. So let's go and start improving the development. We want to get that mining first, since that is what we need the most right now. Though we really do need to get some more research, because we're limited at this point. We need to get to 4. So could get the military research base. This planet is probably not going to be attacked, so not the best place to do it. So these are one of the things you'll see. Auctions. Very useful for doing if we had the point I'd put into it. We'll see if we will get it soon enough. 50 seconds. Yeah, I think we'll get it right in time. So we're going to need to pay very close attention to that and make sure I'm able to do it. Yeah, we don't want to miss that opportunity to get some free crystals. Although again, crystals is not really the issue that we've had. Looks like our capital ship has leveled up again, and we're going to keep on investing in the adaptive force field. So I want to get the civilian and then military research as soon as we have the metal for that. So just kind of limited due to the lack of metal. I missed the opportunity. I knew I was going to because he had like mere seconds to grab it. But next time, hopefully, we'll have the influence available. Well, you see, we can only get one right now. So we need to increase the amount of influence that we get from our planets in order to be able to get a bit more. So do we want to get anything else over here? Should we just save? Yeah, I feel like we should save it up so we can get to the next research area. So we're getting that here. So next we need to do military research. So that's going to cost us 300 metal if we do it there, only 175 if we do it there. We can also do the planet bonuses as well. You know, let's go ahead and do that. We'll get the military research base here. So yeah, our fleet should be taking care of these ships over here for us. None of these are our main fleet, of course. These are all those garrison ones. And then we'll get the asteroid colonized. So we have the 4 for the civilian research, and as soon as this one's done, we'll have the 4 for the military, because we want to move over to the next branch here. Civilian 2, this is going to increase our credit income, but mainly it's giving us access to the additional techs here. Since I think we got everything that we need right now in this area, because these are for colonizing. Well, I guess you could get this one. Yeah, we can go and get that one. That's cheap. Increases the commerce income that we get from the asteroids. I do find commerce income to be a little bit less of an issue than metal and crystal. Metal's short in the early game, I find, and then the crystal becomes very short, like in the mid game. And then, of course, by the late game, you're just stacked up on everything. If you're winning, I suppose I should say. Because obviously, if you're not winning, then that's not the case. Alright, so let's go and get the military too. That'll give us access to all of these techs here. So with this colonized, we're going to again focus on the mining, since that's what we need the most. Try and get our metal production up. Alright, so another asteroid over here, and this would require us to get a tech in order to colonize that planet. Okay, so let's go over to here first then. Get control of that asteroid. And this is our 5 planets or asteroids that will have that will remain together, like close together in our orbit. And what I want to do is show you guys what I'm talking about when it comes to the orbit. So you can see the future orbits here. Just click on it, and then you'll watch them move. Another way to do this is to right click, and then you can move it. So you can see that all of the other planets and asteroids, because these might be either, are moving around. They're orbiting. Now, of course, these are orbiting too, but they're sticking together. And so that's what I mean by your core territory. It's these 5 here. So not including that one. That one does seem like it could potentially move away from the rest. And that changes the connections as well, the little hyperlanes. So it changes up what's all connected. And sometimes you'll like, say you colonize this over here. That could end up being like way over here. And so more difficult to defend. So it's a pretty interesting little system. Oh yes, that's right. We want to go ahead and... Alright, they are arriving now. Right, excellent. So they're going to come over here and get that for us. And then we'll go after this one, which we should go ahead and start researching now that we have gotten both the level 2s here. And so we'll pause it as we look at our different options here, which we do have quite a few new options available. Now with the civilian research, we know we want to get the primordial colonization, since that's what that planet is over there. So we'll start with that, but then we're going to want to go ahead and get probably something for the mining rate for metal, as we've seen that that's what we are limited on currently. Kind of show you some of the other options available. These are all for different planet types. You can also just specifically improve those. And you might have noticed the limits on how far we could build up on the volcanic colonization. We have to get this tech in order to build up a bit higher on the defense, mining, and the research. And this does require one of the exotics, the Endurium. And so yeah, we won't be able to get that until we have that exotic available. There's also this option here, which is specific for the volcanic planets. It's a special planet item, increasing the surface mining rate for metal and the factory unit build time. So that'd be pretty good to get, actually. So yeah, let's go and get that, since again, metal is one of our limiting factors. Now, if we want to invest in the military techs at all, we should probably get something going here. That would increase our supply. We're doing pretty good as of right now. We have space for construction. This is the Garrison Recruitment Center. So this is so that we can do the same thing on our other planets that we're doing on our capital planets, where we have the garrison to help us out. These would improve the starting experience of our capital ships. That's useful. A lot of these are going to be capital ship items that you got to like purchase and put onto your capital ships, while others like this one here will just give us a nice passive bonus to our combat abilities. So might want to start with that one since it's a cheaper one. Just want to show you guys everything that we currently have available. Now we've unlocked the level 2 and get the carrier cruisers. And we'll have more ships available for us. But yeah, for now, let's go and get some nice passive bonuses. So I'm going to get this one. That's probably all we're going to be able to get. Unfortunately, we're short on the metal, as usual. Alright, so we're increasing that development here. The mining. And want to invest in it further once we have the metal. Yeah, 175 for construction here. Another thing we could do is get the extractors here once we have the tech for that. So we need to get the orbital extraction tech, and so that'll make use of that civilian space there. And we do have the ability to get the orbital research station, so we should get that now. Let's go and construct that over here. We'll just put it next to our other stuff. And each one of these will increase the research rate by 15%. So you can drastically increase how fast you research things if you build several of those. But again, it does take up your civilian orbit slots, which we only have so many of those until we increase the logistics here. So we did get the ability to colonize that planet, but I suppose our fleet is going over here first. So let's go ahead and focus fire here on... No, we don't want to do that one. We want to do this one here. So yeah, we'll get that destroyed. We can get these flak frigates as well, so let's go ahead and get 5 of those constructed. And then we'll take out this light frigate. And then we'll be able to colonize another asteroid. So yeah, they'll take care of that for us. And let me see, do we want to build something else on here? It's kind of expensive. Might want to invest elsewhere for now. Alright, so we did get this colonized. This is probably the best place to invest in because it is so cheap initially. Let's go ahead and get the mining. Yeah, I like starting with that here in the beginning since that's always an issue. And then we'll eventually need to start getting this survey on our planets. That's how you get those exotic resources, or one way to get the exotic resources. We do have the ability to spend some of these influence points. So could invest in this. I think we're going to reveal one of these other minor factions though. Okay, so we got access to the pirates. So I do like the pirate one. This one will cost 3 to reveal. Let's go and invest our reputation point into this one here. And that will unlock the boarding crew. So that's something that we can add to our capital ship.
Research complete.
We also finished up the research for the autocannons. Let's focus on those passive bonuses first. Just improving the ships that we already have. And then, oops, these guys, we're going to want to send them over to this area next.
Easily done.
So we can go and get that primordial planet colonized before it ends up moving somewhere else. So yeah, we'll get that invested in. Here I'd like to continue to invest in our home planet, but it's just so expensive when it comes to the metal. And so it's really cheaper to do other locations. But what we really need is the mining. And say we need to get that that technology. We already have a few things set up for the civilian research, but maybe that's what we'll get next if it's available. Could get the orbital research station located over here, but I think we'll focus on the crystal extractors. But maybe over here. I don't think we've gotten anything. That we need to get the logistics first. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that then. That'd be wise. So we can construct a few things. And I guess we'll get that set up now. So we're going to want to get the orbital research station located here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Just going to increase the speed that we're researching. Though, of course, the main limiting factor is our reduction abilities currently. Alright, so a lot more ships over here. Yeah, quite a few more ships that we're going to have to deal with to take care of this location. Though still only one of the cruisers. So yeah, we'll not focus on that. That was not the best ship to focus on. We should probably take out this cruiser here. So I said there's only one cruiser, there's multiple cruisers. But you can see that the capital ship is using its abilities already, automatically. So that is helpful. We're going to go and get the armor patch kit. And pay for that. So if we do start taking high amounts of hits, they can patch the armor. Because yeah, we do not want to lose those capital ships early on because they're expensive. Alright, so let's go and get... Let's get this guy destroyed next. So just focus on taking out the cruisers first. And then we'll wipe out the rest of these. It's okay if this stacks up a little bit, as long as we're still researching. Which we will need to select something else here for the civilian research, so we'll go ahead and do that now. Because we just about finished up the geothermal smelter prototypes, which we want to build that on our volcanic planet. I think we really looked at all our options available here for the civilian research with the level 2s. Looked at some of the stuff. I think we went down to here and then we didn't go any further. So we'll get this, but we want the orbital extraction first, and then we'll get that. Alright, so that'll keep us busy researching while we do this battle over here. We're going to go over there and get that cruiser destroyed. Yeah, quite a few of these destroyers, or excuse me, cruisers over here. We haven't lost any ships yet, so that's good. And yes, let's go ahead and actually invest in this auction to get the 500 crystals. Because you can see that crystals are now shorter than the metal. Just due to certain things that we're purchasing. Alright, so once that's destroyed, let's focus our fire on this cruiser. And then we'll let them destroy the surrounding ships here, and we'll get some things done with this metal and crystal that we currently have. So they'll take care of that for us. There we go, beautiful. And I think that's it, yeah, for the cruisers, except for the one that's over there. You see other explorers out here. Yeah, we'll let them take care of that for us. And then that's right, we got that building that we want to get over here. So that is the geothermal smelter, which is going to increase the metal mining rate. So that'll be helpful to have. That's important for our capital ships. The antimatter is what they use for their abilities. Now just investing one should be good for the auction here early on. And then we do have that already being researched, so we can go ahead and start placing these. We will need to get higher logistics to be able to build very many of these. So let's go ahead and invest in the logistics. And that'll allow us to, I think, should be able to get all these, right? Yeah. So we'll invest in that location. We did get the extra crystals there, excellent. So doing pretty good on both the metal and the crystals at this point. We need to invest further into the research. Again, it's kind of expensive doing this locations. Let's work on this one, though it is starting to, we're seeing the prices increase here now. And then also we got a level up for our capital ship. All right, excellent. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get the last adaptive force field. Again, I really like that one, just reducing the amount of damage that it takes. And then we'll also have this derelict loot gained soon. And also we've colonized this location. All right, excellent. So again, just starting with the mining, since that's where we find ourselves having the most issues. So yeah, work on that. And what do we want to do after that? Commerce has still been pretty good, not having as many issues there. And we could get some research fairly cheap here, so let's go and get the research. Alright, so that got us some more of the exotics. Excellent. We also got the research done for that. So that improves the flak frigates. And so now we need to select something else to research. What did we just get done here? Oh, we added that ship item. Alright, so let's get a few things selected since we have the currency available. So I want to get the garrison recruitment. So I think that's going to be the next thing we get here. And again, focusing on those passive bonuses. Let's increase the weapon range, the shields for the corvettes. And then, you know what? Let's go and get ourselves the carrier cruisers. Those are pretty useful. And that is all of our metal and crystal. Alright, so with our main fleet here, see where we want to go next. None of this has been explored just yet. Okay, so we don't know what we're running into or what's even located there. I guess we'll go over here. Yeah, let's go after that. Did we get the garrison command here? Yeah, if we did get that, we want to get it constructed. Now, without having... Yeah, you got to get another point in the logistics first, so this is pretty useless until we get the logistics. So that we can get the factory, the light factory. And so let's go and get one of these constructed. Place that there. And so they'll get that done as soon as you have the logistics. And then we'll get the garrison recruitment center. And so that way they'll start constructing ships to protect this location for us. So these are the techs that are for the primordial planet, so they also have their unique planet item here. Let's get the rapid development so we can construct faster on the planet. Just get their bonuses. They're a little bit quicker. So we're actually going to have to end today's episode here, so we won't find out what's on this planet. Yeah, this is a good start, guys. We've got our first 5 locations colonized, and then also got to 6th one, so our second planet. And we're investing in all these, just trying to step up our production for currency, metal, and crystal. And you can see our currency is actually low for once. And we also need to start trading. This is something we haven't done yet. We would need to set up a trade post. So we can do that here. We have the orbital research station, but haven't got a broadcast center yet, which spreads the cultural influence of your empire to nearby planets. And then we haven't got any trade ports. And so that'll allow us to trade for these resources. So that's something we'll have to do in the next episode. Fleet supply is still in a pretty good position at the moment. We could invest in revealing this location if we save up to 3 here. Could also get the boarding crew, which is nice to have, because it allows you to just get a free... you know what, I think we will go ahead and get that. And then we can place it on our capital ship, because it allows you to just get free ships. And so we'll want to use that, and we don't want the AI to use it, but you can set them to use it, but we'll want to have control of that. We'll want to use it to get ourselves a cruiser. So a cruiser that we can't build yet. Yeah, like this missile cruiser here. I think that's the only thing we're likely to find there. But yeah, we'll use it for that. Increase the power of our fleet and get ourselves a later ship, which I want to say that those are maybe like level 3 that you unlock those. Yeah, it's a level 3 tech, so it'd be nice to get those a little bit early by making use of that boarding action. Yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this first episode. Found it helpful for what the game has to offer. I'm really liking it so far. Played a couple campaigns, and I'm particularly liking the Loyalists here. And I played as the Rebels as well, and they're fun too. They offer a very different playstyle despite having some of the similar ships and buildings. You know, they have a lot of unique stuff as well, and just not as good when it comes to the defensive nature that you have. Like, just look at all these ships that we have. Now, given they are all small ships, because we don't have the tech that allow them to use the bigger ships. But yeah, they are just constructed automatically, and they'll defend this territory for us as well as, going after other locations as we've seen with the offensive roam here. So remember, if you're looking to pre-order the Steam version of the game, there's a link down in the description of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy the first episode for the series. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you guys on the next one. And thanks for watching.